Electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic waves are transverse waves that transfer energy from the source of the waves. There are different types of electromagnetic wave which produce different effects and have different uses. While each type of radiation wave has a different source, all result from electrons in atoms undergoing an energy change and all have certain properties in common. Electromagnetic waves form a continuous spectrum of a wavelength, starting with the longest wavelength and going to the shortest. The groups of electromagnetic waves are radio, microwave, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. Our eyes only detect visible light, so they detect a limited range of electromagnetic waves. Properties. All electromagnetic waves carry energy from one place to another and can be absorbed by matter to cause heating and other effects. All electromagnetic waves can travel through a vacuum such as in space and at the same speed through a vacuum or the air, 300,000 kilometers per second. All electromagnetic waves obey the wave equation. Since speed is constant for a particular medium, it follows that large frequency means small lambda. Gamma rays, a higher frequency, are more energetic than radio waves, less frequency. Electromagnetic radiation can be useful as well as hazardous. Gamma rays are generated when there are changes to the nucleus of an atom. When a gamma ray is emitted, the nuclear energy store of the atom decreases. The higher the frequency of the radiation, the more damage it's likely to do to the body. Within the electromagnetic spectrum, gamma rays are the most energetic and dangerous. They are used to harmful bacteria in food, sterilizing food, and on surgical instruments. Gamma rays are used in the detection and treatment of cancer. X-rays. These are produced when high-speed electrons are stopped by a metal target in an X-ray tube. X-rays have smaller frequency than gamma rays. They are absorbed to some extent by living cells, but can penetrate some solid objects and affect a photographic film. They are widely used in dentistry and in medicine. Ultraviolet radiation, UV. UV radiation rays have smaller frequency than X-rays. They cause suntan and aid cells in the production of vitamins in the skin, but can penetrate deeper, damaging skin cells and eye causing cancer. Ionizing radiation. Ultraviolet waves, X-rays, and gamma rays are types of ionizing radiation. They can add or remove electrons from molecules, producing electrically charged ions, hence the name ionizing radiation. Ionization can cause mutations to body cells. This can lead to cancer. Light waves. We use light waves all the time to see. Since speed is frequency times wavelength, and the wavelength changes in different media, as is the speed, then it's the frequency of light which decides its color. Frequency does not change. The light waves are refracted as they enter and leave the prism. The shorter the wavelength of the light, the more it's refracted. Look at the diagram. As a result, red light is refracted the least, has the longest wavelength. and violet light is refracted the most, has the shortest wavelength, causing the colored light to spread out to form a spectrum. Light of one color and so of one wavelength is called monochromatic light. Infrared radiation. All bodies, objects, emit and absorb infrared radiation. They do this whatever their temperature. The hotter the body, the more infrared radiation it gives out in a given time. Infrared radiation is felt as heat. At about 500, a body becomes red hot and emits red light, as well as infrared radiation. A toaster or a grill are examples. At about 1100, things such as lamp filaments and white hot and radiation, infrared radiation and white light, all the colors of the visible spectrum. We cook use infrared radiation in our ovens. Microwaves, wavelength of a few centimeters. Microwaves are used for satellite communications because they pass easily through the Earth's atmosphere. Microwaves also are used to mobile phones network via microwave area towers and low-orbit satellites. Microwaves can be used for cooking since they cause water molecules in the moisture of the food to vibrate vigorously at the frequency of the microwaves. As a result, heating occurs inside the food, which cooks itself. Radio waves. There are two types: long, medium, and short waves. These waves diffract around obstacles, so can be received even when hills are in their way. They are also reflected by layers of electrically charged particles in the upper atmosphere, the ionosphere, which makes long-distance radio reception possible. Very high frequency and ultra high frequency waves. These shorter wavelength radio waves need a clear, straight line path to the receiver. They are not reflected by the ionosphere. They are used for local radio and for television.